fellow patriots, outlaws, rebels, and pirates. I've mentioned non-compliance in several episodes up to this point. Under the Constitution and according to natural law, our fundamental rights belong to us because we are human beings. Our rights are not granted by government, and government has no right to regulate them. Yet, if anything has been made crystal clear in 2020, it is that governments large and small all over the world do not share this view. To them, rights are privileges that may be revoked on a whim. And to our eternal shame, we have been letting them get away with it. The Second Amendment crowd is fond of quoting Charlton Heston, "out of my cold, dead hands." Tough words. And maybe if you're wearing that t-shirt or you've got that bumper sticker on your car, you think you mean it. Do you? Maybe they haven't come for your guns yet, so you haven't had to prove your convictions. But what about your right to assembly, to travel, to speak, to worship and work, and keep the fruits of your labor? Have you surrendered these cherished rights as you are under house arrest in some blue state? Governor Newsom in California has proclaimed his absurd restrictions on Thanksgiving and Christmas gatherings. Masks, no more than 3 families. It has to be outside. No loud talking or singing. No more than 2 hours of contact. Screw him! He has no right to regulate gatherings in private homes, who I may see and for how long, whether or not I speak or I decide to sing. Rise up, California! Or have all the lions already left? Now, I wasn't able to find out what the consequences of violating his little rules are, should one of your neighbors snitch on you, but Governor Whitmer of Michigan, she hasn't been shy about the consequences of violating her rules. She's now requiring all businesses to document the names of all their customers, deputizing all business owners to, against their will, to accumulate information for the state. And if they don't, 6 months in jail and $1,200 or more in fines. No, no, no. And how about Governor Cuomo of New York banning religious gatherings? Not that he's the only one to do so. Newsom certainly has done that as well. The Jewish community is rebelling. Good for them. But what about all you Christians out all over the country? You should be ashamed of yourselves. The right to assemble and worship is guaranteed in the Constitution, and it's a natural right. But more than that, don't Christians hold up as ideal those who suffer and die for their faith in the face of persecution? Where's your courage? Are you afraid of a fine or a night in jail if you defy these immoral orders to keep your doors of your church locked? My point is this. As I have said several times, we've got to stop complying with our own subjugation. If we buckle under out of fear or habit every time some proclamation comes from our government, our chains are just going to grow thicker and heavier. If you refrain from gathering and singing on a holiday that celebrates the foundation of our liberty, if you relinquish your right to worship or speak or work, how will you muster your courage to resist when the consequences are more than a small fine or a night in jail? Courage is a muscle that needs to be exercised. And if we don't start using it, when the tyranny gets really bad and is attended by severe consequences, you may find yourself bowing a knee before Caesar instead of defending your right to life and liberty.